सर्व साधुने वंदन करता,
नमो लोये सब साहुणं,
सम्यक दर्शन मुझने मळजो,
देसो पंचन मुक्तारो,
सम्यक ज्ञान मुझने मळजो,
सौदा पाव पडासनो,
सम्यक चारित्र मुझने मळजो,
मंगलानं च सर्वेषु,
नवपदनी आराधना करता,
परमं अभय मंगलं, परमं अभय मंगलं, परमं अभय मंगलं.
Welcome all to the next session of Transformational Meditation. As always, please put any questions in the chat and we hope you have a good session. Over to you, Vishal.
Brilliant. Thank you, Anish. Yes, welcome everybody to the 7th session we've got going now, and coming up nearly to the end of these 9 sessions. So by the end of the month, we'll have completed our journey. But yes, Jai Jinendra, namaste everyone, welcome, and let's get on with the 7th one. So today is very much about the throat chakra, but before we begin, you know, as always, I like to find out, there's nearly about 100 people joining in, how many of you did your chanting, your exercises? Let's start off with that. If you can put that in the chat. How did you do? How many days? Put down how many days you did that. Remember the chants that I asked you to do last week, from your root chakra to your heart chakra, and also that exercise that we did where you actually connected to yourself, to your body, right? And you found out where there may be certain blocks by noticing if there's any pain, discomfort, tightness, stretching, etc. Okay, so yes, it'd be nice to read what you've been doing in this week, 2 weeks through into the new year, 2025, and how's it been going for you? Have you stayed, committed to this and consistent with your exercises? I'm seeing 5 days. Someone's put down. Someone says every day, once in the morning. Fantastic. That's really good. That's really good. Did full chakras on 2 days. Chanting daily. Nice. Fantastic. Chanting daily once. Okay, that's really good. Meditation twice. Wonderful. Wonderful. So you've all been doing body scan 3 times, chanting 3 times, heart meditation once. Awesome. Awesome. So you've been practicing. That's really good to hear. So yes. Now, what we'll start off with is, let's just quieten ourselves down. You know, we might have had a stressful day, maybe at work, taken on a lot of stress and anxiety, or if you're at home, then, you know, sometimes the home environment can be stressful too. Someone says meditation 4 times, fantastic. Someone says 0, that's awesome too. But, you know, it's good to, and you'll find out why. I'm glad you're authentic. You're true to yourself. If you've done nothing, just say no, nothing, 0. And you find out why being authentic is a good thing, especially for the throat chakra today. Okay, so, but before we go into it, like I said, let's just close our eyes for a couple of minutes. You know, really being present in this moment, wanting to be here, focused, and letting all that stress, anxiety flow out. Okay, so just close your eyes, starting to take deep breaths in. Deep breaths in. If there are any thoughts that come, let them pass, and just focus, bringing your complete attention to this very moment. You may focus on your breath, golden in color, prana, the life force energy that surrounds us, going in through our nostrils, into our lungs, and out. And as you do that, breathing in deep breaths, allow any excess top-level energy to flow out of your palms and fingers. You may feel it moving outwards, feel a little bit of coolness, warmth, or even a tingling sensation in your hands, in your feet. Allow all of that to flow out. Okay? Really feeling relaxed and being here in this very moment. Any thoughts that you might have, any expectations, judgments of myself, of yourself, of this session, let them go. Taking in deep breaths, let all of that go, okay? Because when you're fully present here, without any judgments, without any expectations of how this session should be like, or how you should be like, or how I should be like, then you're fully present here, okay? And you get the best results. Wonderful. Take a deep breath in now. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Wonderful. Okay. So I can see 108 participants, a wonderful number to start with, and I'm sure more will join. Okay, so now today's session, like I said, is all about the throat chakra as we go up into the metaphysical chakras, right? But before we begin, by the way, I haven't applied any lipstick. It does look like my lips are red, but I assure you there's no lipstick there. I want to share with you first the slides, okay? So just bear with me. Right, give me a second. There we go. Okay. So here we are. So like I said, it's the seventh session today. Now, today's agenda, housekeeping. So housekeeping, we already know about where the toilets are in our houses and where the exits are. So I'm sure you know. In terms of agenda, introductions have been already been done by Anish. Reminder of our why and scope. We will do that again. We'll then talk about the throat chakra characteristics, right? As we always do, all the chakra characteristics. We will also go and talk about the symptoms. You know, what is it that we can notice in our daily life that tells us that our throat chakra may be blocked. We will also talk about overcoming thyroid issues, you know, so if you have hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, you know, I shared a video earlier today on the group, so I hope you've watched that, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we will also get your scores for the throat chakra. So there's a form up there on my app. Again, have your phones ready. So, you know, if you're watching this on your laptop, make sure you're watching it on a laptop and not on your phone, because we will be using your phone for getting those chakra scores today. And then we'll do a meditation exercise. Now, this is a very powerful meditation we'll do today. It's slightly long, so we want to go really quickly through these other things that we're supposed to discuss today. And then we'll share about the meditation, and we will conclude and talk about next week, okay? And then afterwards, we will have a Q&A as well, if time permits, okay? So getting back to our why, so I'm sure now you all know, because I've been asking you to write down your whys. I'm not going to ask you to do it today because we may be short of time as we have a lot to cover. But I'm sure you know what your why is. So today's scope I'm going to talk about is really starting off with the throat chakra. And the throat, the third eye, the crown, they are all part of the metaphysical chakras. So if you see here, it's called the Visuddha chakra, which is the throat chakra, and then the Ajna chakra, which is the third eye, and the Sahasrara, which is the crown chakra, right? So the throat chakra starts off with being the metaphysical chakra, and you'll notice if you've got issues here going upwards, throat, third eye, and the crown, it just means that the solutions to your answers, or the solutions to your problems, are not here in this physical world. Okay, it means that the solutions to your problems, if you have got something to do with your throat, third eye, or the crown, they are in the other worlds. So it could be a past life that's followed you through, and something that's happened in your past life that's now affecting you, or also generational trauma. So your ancestors, whatever they've been through, and their traumas are also affecting you. So we'll talk more about that, but the metaphysical chakras essentially tell us if you've got issues here, that the solution to your problem doesn't lie in this world, okay? So now let's move on to this slide here, where we are going to go into the throat chakra characteristics, okay? So I want you now to type in the chat. I'm going to see how you're doing and if you know anything about the throat chakra. Before I do that, fantastic. I can see here the number of times you've been practicing this week. So let us see what do you think the color of the throat chakra is? You know, there's a clue in what I'm wearing, the color and color up there. Fantastic. So you got blue coming up, but what kind of blue? There's a specific type of blue, and that's sky blue. Fantastic. It is sky blue. So the color of the throat chakra is sky blue. And the reason why I ask you this question is because in the meditation, we will be visualizing that color. Okay. So it is sky blue. Nice to be a little bit specific, but you got it right. All of you that answered on the chat. What about the element? What is the element of the throat chakra? Fantastic. Somebody's, I think that's Rina. Yes. So space is the one. Absolutely. Space is the element of the throat chakra. What about the sound? What is the beach mantra of the throat chakra? Can anyone tell me? Yes, you've all got it. Ham, hum, you know, both of those are actually beach mantras, and I'll tell you how one is for the lower and the other one for the higher part of your throat chakra, okay? So, yes, hum and ham, okay? Excellent. And what about the frequency? Let's see if you get this right. 384 is too low for the throat chakra. What do you think it is? 490 is still a bit too low. 700, yes. So Shreyas got it. 741 it is. So that's the frequency of the throat chakra, okay? Now, what about the emotion, the negative emotions that actually block the throat chakra? What are the negative emotions that block the throat chakra? Anyone knows? Anyone's typing them in? The emotions that actually block, you know, for example, like we said about fear being the root, guilt being the sacral, shame being the solar plexus, being inauthentic, yes, but that's not kind of the emotion. Rejection, fantastic, yes. Humiliation, difficulty communicating, yes, but those are not emotions. But rejection, humiliation, you know, are the emotions, negative emotions that are for the throat chakra, right? So if you feel humiliated, if you feel rejection, then your throat chakra is definitely blocked, okay? Fantastic. So let's go on to the symptoms now. So I'm going to go through these. I did share these with you, so let's go through them very quickly. So the symptoms of the throat chakra, you know, physical health, sore throat, thyroid issues, like we talked about, neck pain. So if you've got issues, you know, neck pain that's there, then even if it's at the back, your throat chakra definitely, along with the shoulders as well, you know, your shoulders too. So difficulty breathing, chronic coughs, and jaw tension. Okay, so these are all physical symptoms saying that your throat chakra is blocked. In terms of your career and finances, struggling to speak up, you know, and somebody already said there, you know, communication and expression issues, feeling misunderstood, right? You feel like you're trying to say something, but every time you say something, people misunderstand you. Lack of confidence in expressing your ideas. Okay, so these are all issues that obviously affect our careers, and if they affect our careers and our workplaces, then of course they affect how we progress in our, you know, in our work, and thus affects our finances, right? So relationships, difficulty expressing emotions, constantly arguing, and feeling like not being heard or understood. Okay, so again, these are the symptoms for the relationships and if your throat chakra is blocked. Okay. Now, what are the two questions? Again, I'd like to ask the audience here, what are the two questions for an open and balanced throat chakra that you need to ask for yourself? What are the two questions you need to ask yourself that tells us that your throat chakra is open and balanced? If your throat chakra is open and balanced, what are the two main questions? Am I authentic? Fantastic. Yes, that's definitely one of them. And I think at the top, someone's already said communication and expression. So are you able to express and communicate easily? That's one of the questions. And are you living an authentic life? And we'll talk more about what it means to live an authentic life, okay? So these are the two main questions you can ask yourself. If both are yes, then your throat chakra is open pretty much. If both or one of them is no, then it's closed. Okay. Now, so we come to the next part of this presentation. So if I go back into the slides, I wanted to share with you about, let me just go back 1 second. Bear with me. Okay. So I'm going to share again. So here I wanted to share with you the case study where of Swati, this lady who I helped bring down her thyroid levels. Now, I don't know if any of you saw her video that I shared. If yes, please can you put in the chat, yes, you did. Because I know it may not be straightforward to listen to it, and a lot of the things you may not understand, but this is the whole purpose why we're doing this here, is so that you can understand, right? So let me know if you did watch the video, and yes, a few of you have done. Fantastic, wonderful. Okay, so this has very much to do with if you've got thyroid issues. So essentially, if you watch the video, you'll understand this, and I really ask you to watch it if you haven't watched it. Is that, as you saw in the video, what happened to her when we went into the superconscious mind, and she was able to, she picked up her life from the Library of Souls, and it led her into a place. She was on water in a boat and ended up being in a place where she actually saw this person who was her dad in this lifetime. Now, the whole reason why her dad appeared to her, her dad's passed on, her dad appeared to her was because he was there to give her strength. And this is why I say, now, as we go through these top chakras, they're very metaphysical. They're to do with things that we've carried from the other worlds. So this is the reason why this person who she saw as her dad appeared, and he was there purely to give her strength to get through, so that she can open up her throat chakra. Now, if you notice, there are also flowers that she saw in there were blue in color. Okay, so blue again stands for the throat chakra. Now, the message in there for her was, if you watch towards the end of the video, was about being authentic. No matter what happens to you, or whether it's in a family environment or in a work environment, and if you kind of lie to protect yourself, or sometimes we all do that, right? We lie to protect ourselves, we lie to protect our loved ones or others, and we try and defend them. And this means there is inauthenticity, and rather than facing up to the issue and saying it as it is, sometimes if we do that, that is then that blocks the throat chakra, right? So when she realized that she doesn't need to do that anymore, that she can be authentic and say it as it is, whether it is, like I said, in the home environment or even at the workplace. If you say it as it is, you will see how authenticity plays in your life, right? So it keeps your throat chakra open. You're able to better express and communicate. But once she realized how to be authentic, it was then that the superconscious helped her clear her throat, right? If you go into the video, you'll see how it cleared the toxicity in her throat, but not only in her throat, but also, she talked about a wooden block that was in her solar plexus. And if you watch carefully the video, you will see the area around her solar plexus move. So that wooden block, which was obviously energetic, there was no real wooden block there, but she saw it as a wooden block, and that was cleared off too. So this is what happens. Now, the question I want to ask the audience here is, do you think the superconscious would have helped her to clear off her throat and her solar plexus if she hadn't got that realization of that she needed to be authentic? What do you think? Put it in the chat. Do you think that the superconscious would have helped her? No, exactly. So fantastic. See, the thing is, this is where the superconscious only is able to heal you if you're able to learn your lessons and also realize certain things at a certain level. So she realized that, hey, for her to actually open up her throat chakra, it is important for her to be authentic. And when she did that, when she realized that, it's only then, and it was through that journey, that deep realization, is getting that strength from her dad that she saw, and also from those blue flowers, right? That's where the strength came from, and that deep realization came from. And it's only then that the superconscious was able to help her in terms of removing those blocks. And it is only when those blocks are removed that her thyroid levels came to near normal levels, right? And her symptoms then went away, the bulging eyes, the weight loss, the feeling of being lethargic, all of that went away, okay? So this is how the superconscious can help in healing whatever it is that you have, yeah? And especially in this case, like we said, the throat chakra, unblock the throat chakra. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, most of you have said, no, anything is possible, only if she allows it. Yeah, I mean, the superconscious is part of her anyway, so it knows what's best for her, yeah? Fantastic. So I wanted to also introduce here, how do we, because I'm sure a lot of you may be asking yourselves, am I being inauthentic in my life? And here, this is a post that I shared today on my Facebook group about how we wear masks, and I must admit, I was wearing masks too. When I was working in the corporate world, even though I wasn't really wanting to, wanted to be part of, the gang, to socialize and to be part of the team that, went down and got ideas and talked, and if you weren't smoking, you were going to be out of it because, you didn't feel part of it, right? So again, that was me being inauthentic. So when you look at how we wear masks in our lives, right? You can see our examples. One is the perfectionist, always striving to be flawless, hiding fear of failure or inadequacy, right? Choose if you are one of them. The people pleaser, I know a lot of us are people pleasers, saying yes to everyone to avoid rejection or disapproval, right? We don't want to feel rejected or, be disapproved, and thus we say yes to everything they ask of us. The comedian, using humor to mask pain, anxiety, or deep sadness. And I know a very good friend of mine who does this, and he's been doing that since he was a child. He uses humor and to mask pain, and there's a deep sadness that he has, and you can tell that. The optimist, being overly positive to avoid dealing with difficult emotions or acknowledging problems, right? So I've got an uncle who does this, who is overly positive about everything, but yet behind, you can tell there are difficult emotions, or he tends to ignore problems that he has, right? So this is one of them. The social butterfly, being overly social to mask loneliness or insecurity. That was me when I was, trying to be social, trying to smoke, and I was not loneliness I was masking, but maybe insecurity, because I thought that if I was not part of this gang, then I wouldn't be, part of different projects, ideas, plans, etc. So I felt I needed to do that. The controller, taking charge in every situation to mask anxiety or fear of uncertainty. And I know of someone, in fact, who I work with right now that used to do that. She doesn't do that anymore, but she always wants to take charge, wants to be in control, right? Because she had this fear of uncertainty that, what if it doesn't go my way? I need to be in control. I need to be in charge, yeah? The rebel, so acting out or breaking rules to avoid confronting deeper emotional pain, yeah? So again, trying to avoid certain pains that are a rebel. The tough one, appearing strong and unemotional to hide vulnerability or fear. And we know a lot of people who do this, right? So these are some of the masks that we wear. Now, I don't know if how vulnerable the audience is feeling today, but if you want, you can share on the chat which one are you, or which one did you used to be, okay? Always happy to read out if you feel like you want to share, okay? So moving on. Now I want all of you, let me just check the chat. Oh, people pleaser, yes. So somebody said that. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And thanks for being vulnerable to be able to share. So this is, as you may still type in if you want, but let's move on to the next bit, which is now going on to the app. So I want you to log into the app. I hope you have it ready with you, because you were doing it for the last few sessions. I'm going to take hold of my phone as well. And we'll go through the questions today, okay? To find out if your throat chakra is blocked. So as you go into the app, open up the app and click on Learn from the menu at the bottom, okay? I'll give you a couple of minutes so that you can go into it. Okay, somebody shared different one in different situations. Yeah, somebody shared 45. 45, is that the score that you're sharing there? Okay, so once you go into the app, you click on Learn. I want you now to go onto the free online masterclass, okay? So that's where the forms are. So if you're going to click on the free online masterclass, you can see here where my mouse is. And then scroll right to the bottom. Scroll right to the bottom where the throat chakra form is. And then click on it. And then you'll see something like this here on the left side of my screen. Oops, my throat chakra. And then you click on that. Oh, I didn't change this slide. It's supposed to say my throat chakra score, okay? So as you click on that, let's answer the questions. So you put in your email address. Some of you already have got your scores, okay? Yeah, okay, so it was your score 45, fantastic. Put in your first name. So some of you have already done this. That's really good. You're all prepared. Put in your first name, your last name, and then if you agree to that GDPR statement, tick yes. And let's begin with the first question. Okay, so the first question is, do you lack in self-expression, difficulty putting feelings into words, and can't express your thoughts well? So again, you have a choice of 5 there. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, mostly, always. So tick 1. Question number 2, do you find that others find it difficult to rely on you? Again, choose 1. Question number 3, when you're forced to speak in front of a large crowd, does your throat feel tensed? Used to feel tense for me. I used to actually sweat, but not anymore. Are you constantly doubting yourself? Question number 4. Number 5, are you caught up in conversations where there is a lot of gossiping going on? So this is another question which is important. Number 6, do you leave yourself to be easily manipulated? Manipulated as you do not stand on any issue firmly one way or another. Okay, so sometimes, when you're neither here nor there, right? You don't have a firm hand or firm decision. Do you feel others do not see, hear, or acknowledge you? Do you feel like, so this is number 8, do you feel like you have to put up a mask depending on who you are with? So somebody already has said here, different one in different situations. So yeah, that's the question. Number 9, have you come across a lot of yelling, especially when you were young? So this could have been in the family environment, could be at school, from teachers. So if that was the case, then answer that question. I mean, obviously answer that question, but answer it either sometimes, mostly, always, if that was the case. Are you shy? Number 10, are you shy, quiet, and an introvert who does not like mixing with others? So that's number 10. And then we move on to the physical symptoms. Is there any imbalance in your voice, sounding scratchy, dry, or forced? Question number 2, have you got ear, nose, and throat problems? Okay. Yes, it does include deafness. Because this could be have something from your past life. Number 3, have you got thyroid or parathyroid problems? Okay. Number 4, what about neck and shoulder problems? And the last one, have you got issues with your mouth, tongue, or jaw? Okay. So just once you've given your answers, click on submit and you get your score there. And once you've got it, if you can share your scores here on chat, it'd be nice to know what you're getting. So somebody said, I'll go right to the top, 45 up there, 30, then 34, 10, 23, 19, 11, fantastic. So the 10 is very good, pretty much is unblocked. 11 is near there too. 14, 15, 17, slightly blocked. So anything between 10 and 19 is slightly blocked, and 20 upwards, as you probably know, is blocked. Okay. Anything between 0 and 9 means it's open. Okay. So 24, 31, 24, 20, I can see the scores coming in. Fantastic, fantastic. Brilliant. So now you've got a hang of it. Now you've got, how you've done in your scores, in your throat chakra. You know that how much is blocked by. Some of you it is not blocked, some of you it is slightly blocked, and some of you it is completely blocked. Okay. Brilliant. So now let's move on. Let's begin this meditation. And before we begin, I want to check the time, so we are good in time. I'm going to explain a few things, and I'm going to stop the share here first. So if you remember, in our sessions where we did the lower chakras, right? We started off by explaining about how forgiveness works. So forgiveness in terms of, first of all, we understood why we forgive people who hurt us, right? If you remember that, we actually talked about that. Why do we forgive people who hurt us? Because, when we understand them, we see them as a pure soul like us, beyond their limitations, beyond their detrimental beliefs, then we know that, the reason why they did that to us was because they were just coming from a place of lack themselves. They too could have gone through certain times in their life when they experienced those same emotions, right? And if we understand that people hurt others, that's the only reason they did that to us. The reason why they did that, why they hurt us, right? So when we understand that, we are then able to forgive them, right? And not only forgive them, but also ask for forgiveness because we judge them. Yeah. So those are the two ways that we forgive. Now, as we come into the throat chakra, there's one other way that we forgive. Can anybody tell me what is the other forgiveness that we have to do? Or to who do we have to forgive? The first one was we ask for forgiveness from them, even if they've hurt us. The second one was where we forgive them with love. And what is the third one that we are going to be also doing today? Yes, so I'm seeing fantastic. So me, ourselves, yes, absolutely. Yourself, brilliant. So we have, and can you tell me why? Why do we need to forgive ourselves too? Can you put in the chat? Why is it that we need to forgive ourselves? This is exactly what we will be doing today. Okay. Why is it that we need to forgive ourselves? To help move on, we blame ourselves when things go wrong, right? But where let's say we're in the process of forgiving this person who's hurt us, right? A is that we ask for forgiveness. We then forgive them, because they've hurt us. And then why do we also need to ask ourselves for forgiveness? Or why do we need to forgive ourselves? We judge ourselves, yes. Very good. So, yeah, this is it. Because, if somebody's hurt us, right, there will naturally be some kind of resentment towards them. There might be some kind of anger towards them, right? That we will be feeling because they've hurt us. Now, because of that anger, resentment, we might even have had thoughts about hurting them back, or we might have, actually maybe hurt them too, right? So whether it is physically going out and hurting them, or emotionally hurting them, or whether even if it's in our thoughts, then we need to ask ourselves for forgiveness, because we feel that guilt. We feel that guilt in the sense that we've thought these ill feelings towards them, or we've got these ill feelings towards them, and this guilt actually sits with us until we are able to forgive ourselves. So we also ask ourselves for forgiveness, and that's where the guilt and all of the rest then leaves our being, our body. Okay, so that's exactly what we will be doing today. And then in the meditation, what I'll be asking you is, I'll be asking you to pick one person. I'll ask certain questions. Maybe numerous people will come in your mind as I'm asking those questions, but I want you to pick one person that has hurt you. Mainly, you face rejection from them, or you've been humiliated by them, and this person is the one that then we ask, for forgiveness. We forgive them, and then we forgive ourselves. Okay? So give me a yes in the chat if you're ready to do this meditation. I want you to be in a relaxed place where there are no distractions, no disturbances. If somebody's there who's making any noise, just move into another room. But make sure that you are in a very quiet place, and switch your phones off, because you don't need your phone anymore. We've done the form now. Okay? Brilliant. I'm getting a lot of yeses, so you're all ready. Yeah? And I'm going to attach my headphones, and also I'm going to attach my microphone. So whilst you get ready in your positions, I want you to sit comfortably. That is very important whilst you're doing this meditation. Wonderful. I'm getting more yeses there. Okay, so fine, that's good. So I'm going to start now to share the music, computer audio on here. I'm going to start the music. Okay. Can you hear that? Can you hear my voice? I know my friend Rina's here, so if she can just guide me and say if my voice is okay, if the music is okay, or is it too loud, or is the voice okay, or the music is too loud or too low. I'm going to now begin. Okay, somebody said yes, it's okay, just right. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, music is too low. Okay, do you want me to turn it up? A lot of you are saying it's fine. If you want me to turn up the music, then let me know. Turn up, okay. So I'm going to turn it up. Is that better? I've just turned it up, okay. So let me know if that's better. Good. My voice is low, okay. I'll try to adjust that as well. Not much change on music. Okay, hopefully it will become better. Okay, good. Fantastic. Okay, so now just close your eyes. Thank you everyone for giving me that feedback. Just closing your eyes, starting to take deep breaths in, deep breaths in. If there are any thoughts that come, let them pass, let them drift by, and just focus on your breath going in and out. may see it as golden in color. Prana, the life force energy, going in through your nostrils, into your lungs, and out. Bringing your complete attention, your full focus to this very moment. If there are any thoughts, let them pass by just like white clouds in a blue sky, passing by. Then with the next deep breath in, I want you to see yourself rising from your seat, going through the ceiling of your room and then the roof of your property. As you rise up and look towards the sky, you notice how dark it is, and you see some clouds and many stars shining brightly. You feel very safe and secure as you're surrounded by a sacred sphere, a golden sacred sphere. You keep on rising towards the clouds, passing the heights of some trees. You then see yourself going through the clouds and heading towards the stars. As you rise, feel the cool, fresh air higher up. But as you are in your sphere, it does not feel very cold. And you keep moving, going up above the Earth's atmosphere, away from its gravitational pull. You look down and you can see the beautiful blue planet in all its glory. See and feel the presence of the planet, its unique beauty and shape, and the way it seems to glow and appear brighter. As you stay there suspended, looking at the vast open space and gazing down at the blue planet below, you try to experience that feeling of closeness, the feeling that no matter how far away something is, that you can touch it, connect with it, and breathe it in. As you do so, you bring your focus to your throat and connect with it, feeling on an emotional and sensational level how it feels like today. As you feel your throat, you ask yourself the following questions. Who is poisoning me? Who is poisoning me with their words, with the things they do, with the way they act with me? Then ask yourself, why can't I speak? To whom can I not speak? Who am I afraid of? Or what do I think will happen if I were to voice myself? And then, who isn't hearing me? Who is it that is not listening to me? Who is it that is ignoring me? What would be so scary about being original? And then ask yourself, who is not letting me be who I am? Who am I afraid of? What is preventing me from communicating? Who is stopping me from communicating freely? Who is shutting me down? So having asked yourselves these questions, as you see the person or the people that pop up, you pick one person and you tell them, as you see them in front of you, in front of your mind's eye, you tell them and repeat after me. All I was looking for was for you to listen, to respect and understand me, but you didn't. You didn't hear me out. You didn't understand me the way I understood you. And when I wanted your support, when I wanted that listening ear, when I wanted that reassurance, I didn't get it. And that hurt me a lot. I felt disrespected, misunderstood, and even humiliated sometimes. But from this, I have learned that I cannot be dependent on anybody else. My power comes from within. My joy comes from within. And I now have balance of the masculine and the feminine. So having said all of this to them, I want you now to understand them. I want you to see yourself, putting yourself in their shoes, and knowing that we are all one at our core. You understand why they did what they did. As we understand that hurt people hurt others, they too weren't understood. They too weren't respected. And they too weren't given support in their lives. And for this, you ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness because you judged them. So repeat after me. Just like me, you too have been misunderstood. Just like me, you too have been disrespected. You wanted support, and you didn't receive it either. And so, I am sorry. Please forgive me, for I judged you. And now you forgive them, so repeat after me. So with love, I forgive you. I can just let it go. I can just be me. I can feel the stillness from within. And at any point in time, I can hear the silence. So now, having asked for forgiveness and forgiven them with love, you now forgive yourself, because you may have held anger, resentment, or grudge towards them, and you may have even had ill feelings or thoughts, or even acted in ways that you are not proud of. And because of this, you hold on to this guilt. To be able to release this guilt, we forgive ourselves. So repeat after me. I also forgive myself for holding any negative emotions, for having any ill feelings, or for carrying out deeds towards you that I'm not proud of. And so now, having asked for forgiveness, having forgiven them with love, and having forgiven yourself from deep within, you feel this energy lifting from your whole body, your whole being. Feeling it move out from your hands, your feet, and wherever it is stored. You release and remove and clear this energy from your body, from your organs, from your nerves, from your fibers, from your cells, and right from your DNA. You release it and you let it go. Allowing some time here as you really feel this forgiveness, having forgiven them, having asked for forgiveness, and having forgiven yourself. You allow this energy to be removed and released, clearing this energy from your body, from your organs, from your nerves, right from your fibers and your cells and your DNA. You release it and you let it go. As you feel this energy being released, fully allowing yourself to be present here and letting it go out of your body, your whole being. Allowing yourself some time here to let it go completely. As it flows out from your body, from your being, you allow the universe to take it where it needs to go for it to be transmuted, allowing it to be released completely, Now, once it's all gone, and whoever it was that had come up, they too have disappeared from your vision. You now turn to the blue planet and the space that you're in for help, allowing the energy from the blue planet below to funnel into your back of your throat, and allowing energy from space that surrounds you to enter in to the front of your throat. As this happens, this energy replaces the energy that has just left. As it goes in through your throat and into where it needs to go to in your body, in your being, you may see it as this beautiful energy, sky blue in color, opening up and expanding your throat chakra at the same time. You can see your throat chakra getting brighter and brighter, spinning clockwise faster and faster, and it gaining strength as it now covers the whole of your body and your being. You feel it in every part of your body and your being as you rest in this awareness, that you've let go completely today. As that happens, you make a commitment to start living an authentic life. And as you do so, you open your arms up to thank the space and the blue planet for helping you today. And seeing your throat center now coming back to its original size and position, back to your throat and the size of a small ball. Slowly start descending back towards Mother Earth. You come back through the clouds, past the tree heights, through the roof of the property that you are in, back through the ceiling of your room, on to your seat. Taking in 3 deep breaths. On the 4th breath in, when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Okay, so let me stop the share. Whilst I take these out, put in the chat how that was for you, if you'd like to share how the meditation was. It's okay if you went to sleep. Okay, the best. Fantastic, thank you. Yeah, how was it for you? Somebody slept there, that's okay. It's that time of the day. Very calming, thank you. Tough to concentrate, I know, on one person, drifted to multiple people, okay. It is recorded, so try and do it again. Feeling itchy all over the body. Interesting. Very beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so very calming. Wonderful. So thank you for your feedback. Very soothing. Felt cold. Okay. Drifted just so yellow. Interesting. Solar plexus. Solar plexus and the throat are connected. So interesting. You saw yellow. Very calming, very peaceful and feeling light. My throat was sore when started but feels better now. Brilliant. Kept drifting off to sleep. That's fine. Felt really relaxed. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you all so much for your feedback. Let me now just share some final slides. Let me just go back onto. Okay, so here we are. So that was a throat chakra meditation. Yes, thank you for being here and doing it with me. And again, do it. It is recorded. Do it again over and over. I'm sure there are many people that we need to forgive, ask for forgiveness, and also forgive ourselves, at the same time when you forgive them and ask for forgiveness. So, yes, so next week, this week, the homework is chanting the hum, okay, and focusing on your throat chakra. So, doing 9 aums, 9 hums, and 9 hums, okay, so that's one set. And if you can do that four times in a day, fantastic. If not, that's fine too. At least do it twice a day, okay? And then do this meditation. It's slightly long, but try and do this meditation if you get a chance every day, picking one person at a time, and you'll see how it becomes lighter and lighter, and you are essentially healing yourself. So next week we go up to the third eye, again a very interesting chakra. And for that we are again wearing blue, but this time a darker blue, so almost indigo is the color for next week. If you have something that you can wear which is indigo in color, even if it's not a shirt or a top, if it's a shawl, that's fine too. So that's the color, okay? And with that, I think we've got some time for questions. So I'm happy to pass over to Anish. I'm going to stop the share here and see if there are any questions that you might have that I may be able to answer for you.
All right. Thank you, Vishal, for another great session. Closing in on the final few, so might make the most of them. The first question is actually from last week. We didn't get around to it. So it was in Jainism, chakras are related to the Navka mantra. Can you chant each verse at the same time?
Can you chant each verse of the Navka mantra, you mean,
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same time? So, I'll be honest, I'm not aware that how chakras are related to the Navka mantra. I thought the Navka mantra was being grateful for all the different types of people, but yeah, I'm not so sure about how they're related. But in terms of the chanting and the chakras, you can do all of them at the same time, but maybe in sets. So the way I do it, like for example, took my son to swimming on Sunday, and I was sitting in the car for an hour and a half because they don't allow the parents to go in, and I was sitting there in the car and just chanting. I was doing 9 times aum. I started with that, and then 9 lums, 9 vums, 9 rums, 9 yums, and so on. So you can do it that way. Yeah, absolutely. But sorry, I'm not aware of the Navka mantra, how it's related to the chakras, if it is at all.
Yeah. The next one from today's session, if I felt my legs were twitching, is there sort of any specific reason behind that?
So yes, the twitching in the legs, you might feel tingling sensations, all these different sensations means there is energy that's moving, right? It's moving around, and you'll see this as you do these meditations, and you're able to do them really well, from a very deep uh, state of mind. Then you feel this energy moving out of you, and part of it could be twitching, part of it could be tingling sensation, even warmth or coolness. Most of the time, it moves out from your hands and your feet, but sometimes it goes directly out from the organs. So, yeah.
The next one was, I felt in the past that I've been listened to but not heard. What is the difference between the two?
Listened to but not heard, right?
Yeah.
So somebody could be listening to you but not really hearing you, right? So somebody could pretend that they're, you're saying something and it's being said to them, but not actually understanding you, not seeing your perspective. That means that you're not being heard, right? They could listen to what you're saying, but you know how a lot of the times we do this, right? We're listening to somebody, but at the same time, we are forming in our heads how we need to reply rather than actually listening and hearing them, right? So that's not being heard. Yeah.
Okay. The next one was, you mentioned that the solution for unblocking the throat chakra is not in this world. Will the meditation help by taking us out of this world to help unblock it?
So the meditations help you to a certain point. You know, it's difficult to go to the other worlds just through meditation, unless you really are a very good meditator, and you in your meditations, not this particular meditation, but in your own meditations, when you quieten your mind, and then your superconscious takes you on a journey, right? It tells you where your past lives and goes into your future lives and where the answer is. But you need to be really deep in that state of mind, and to get there, it's not easy, but it requires a lot of practice. So if you carry on these meditations, there will be a beginning to your journey where then you're able to actually go in quite deep enough. Yeah.
Cool. The next one, regarding the frequency, what do we do with it, please?
So I had this question from somebody else as well over the week. So frequency, the reason why I share the frequency for each chakra is just so that you know that if you look at the pattern, so as we go higher up the chakras, the frequency rises, and frequency is simply, you know. By the way, I just read this, and my son's doing a science test tomorrow, so he's written on the board what frequency is. Frequency is the number of waves going through a point in a second, right? And I just read it. So he's in year 10 now. So if you've done year 10 physics, then, sorry, he's in year 8 actually. Sorry, my daughter is in year 10. So if you've done year 8 science, then you'll know what frequency is. Essentially, we're all made of um, not just physical matter, as we can see here, but we're also made up of waves and uh, energy. And if our energetic part of us shows that wave-like formation, then essentially we have a frequency. We vibrate at a certain frequency. So all of these chakras vibrate at a certain frequency, and these numbers show you that A, the frequency is rising as we go higher up the chakras, and B is if you are able to get hold of those resonating sounds, and depending on what chakra you want to work on, you play that frequency, that music on that frequency, then it helps in bringing that chakra to balance. So the beach mantras that we do also help that chakra to come to balance. But also if and there are many music videos on YouTube where you can search up the frequency number and get that music, and you can just play it in the background, and it helps you chakra make it come to balance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then following on from that, does the Bij mantra chanting have to be loud, or can we do it um in like in our heads?
Yeah. So very good question. So the more you will chant these, initially you may feel like you need to chant it louder, but it will get quieter and quieter. And the key here is, you will know what the right volume, what the right pitch is, because it will vibrate at that particular chakra. If you feel the vibration, even by just closing your mouth and humming it, then you know that you're doing it right. The key is feel the vibration in the chakra. Okay.
Okay. Um, I suffer from parathyroidism, no medication. My calcium levels are checked regularly. Is there sort of any room for improvement?
yeah, if you carry on, this meditations, the chanting, you will certainly see an improvement. And as I shared with you the video earlier today, you could see that Swati, whose thyroid levels have gone down, she doesn't take any medication, but they came down, and her symptoms went away. The bulging eyes, the feeling of lethargy, the loss of weight, all of that's gone away.
Okay. The next one is there a difference between hum and ham? I guess HUM and HAM.
Yes, so good question. So hum vibrates slightly at the lower part of your throat chakra. So hum is here, and ham, if you chant it, it's more to do around your jaws, your mouth, up to your lower part of your ears. All of that is ham. And here, if you chant, you'll feel the vibration slightly lower. So you can do both those mantras. Yeah.
Okay. And the next one, I think the next few are quite similar. Why do you chant for 9 times, or is there a specific reason for that?
It's just a number divisible. So 108, is a very auspicious number, as we were talking about. So if you think about it, nine is a very auspicious number because it's 108 is divisible by 9. And also, if you notice, one interesting thing is if you have noticed the numbers of the frequencies on each of the chakras, they all add up to 9. So if you keep on adding them, and whatever the answer is, again add it, it will come up to 9.
Okay. Next one. Will it be possible to have all the meditation together at the end of the 9 sessions?
Yeah, they're already available. So the links that have been shared on the playlist, all the meditations are on there.
Okay. And the final one that I can see is, can you show how to chant hum?
Okay, sure. Happy to show you that. So this is how you do it. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in. You want to focus on your throat chakra, and hum is especially the lower part here. So focus here. Taking a deep breath in and begin. Taking a deep breath in and slowly opening my eyes. Okay, so I could feel it here all the way through as I was chanting. So that's uh, telling you that you were chanting it right. Again, if you chant, change the pitch if you don't feel it. If you feel like you need to chant louder, do it louder. Or, sometimes as you go more and more, you wouldn't even need to chant any louder. So it will, even if you hum it very slightly, you will feel the vibrations here. Okay.
Cool. And I think we'll take this last one and then we'll end it there.
Mhm.
What do you mean when you say about being authentic?
So authenticity is being who you are essentially, and say it like it is. Without being rude, without being unkind, without hurting anybody else. It is about expressing yourself and expressing the truth rather than trying to hide behind masks. We explain different kind of masks people wear in situations, and you'll find that as you do that, because remember, this is not just an inside out approach but also an outside in approach. You've got to change things on the outside as well. So uh, just be true to yourself, true to other people, and say it like it is. But again, without hurting anyone. That's very key, because You don't want to say things even though they might be true for you, but it may not be true for others. And you got to say it in a kind way. You got to say it in a nice way without hurting anyone. Okay.
We'll leave that there. That was the last question anyway. But yeah, thank you, Vishal, for the session, and we'll see everyone again next Monday at 8 p.m.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Namaste, Jai Jinandra. Thank you very much, Anish.
Right,
See you
thank
next week. Okay. Bye.